American half pound of 2 pure beef patties, lettuce, tomatoes.
Singles going steady.
This is Singles Going Steady, the podcast dedicated to exploring great singles with a particular eye to the punk, new wave, and DIY eras of the last century. I'm Steve McGowan.
I'm Adrienne, Meddock. And we're in a band, the Beef People, who released a single in 1986 on our own label, Zub Records. But we're also record collectors and passionate especially about the expression of pop music perfection. No perfection in saying perfection. Perfection that is the single recording. Exploring the mystery of what makes for a great single is what propelled us to begin this podcast. And this is episode 065.
And, you know, if you think that all we do is stuff from the 70s and 80s, this particular single is from 2018.
2018, right?
November 2018.
So practically yesterday.
In our timeline, yes.
Right.
And today we're going to be talking about, as we talked about in 035, the amazing band from Athens, Pylon.
And we mentioned in 035 the modern iteration, the Pylon Reenactment Society.
Yes. This is Vanessa Briscoe-Hay from Pylon. She has carried on with all new members in the band. They do
new band, new members.
They do Pylon tunes, lots of Pylon tunes, but they're also writing their own stuff.
Right. So there's new stuff in the spirit of old Pylon, but it's new and it's not a note for note.
No.
It's not a recreation. I think that's why they say reenactment.
Right.
Right? Because they are living and breathing in the spirit of Pylon.
Like we said, it's kind of got the bones of Pylon, but it's not a strict copy.
Absolutely not.
Right.
And, you know, they got the authenticity of having the same singer and lyricist. And they've added a keyboard player, which I think is a great addition.
Yes.
Live with keyboard on the old Pylon songs, it really adds to it. And on the new tunes, very welcome as well.
Yes. So the single is called Messenger, is the A side. The B side is Cliff Notes.
Cliff Notes.
And we're going to play you both songs. This is on the Chunklet label, which is a small independent label out of Atlanta, I believe.
Right. And once you get on the Chunklet mailing list, you'll find out all the cool things that they are doing.
Yes, they are doing very cool. And the cool thing they do is they do very limited pressings.
Small runs. And
everything's collectible almost immediately.
I can't remember what color our vinyl is.
Yeah, I think it's green.
I think we got green for our version of Messenger Cliff Notes.
But they did it in like 5 different colors.
Right.
Yes.
So every time they do a new run,
it's a different color.
Right. So you can collect them all or, wait for your favorite color to show up.
And it's just a beautiful single. The artwork is great. There's a great picture of the band.
Oh, it's a beautiful little jewel.
Michael, the original bass player from Pylon, did the artwork for the single, even though he's not in the band anymore.
Right. So the spirit of Pylon is carrying on, not just sort of emotionally, but, that there is support as well.
So let's listen to the first part of the single, the A side. It's called Messenger. It's the Pylon Reenactment Society on Chunklet Records from 2018.
New composition. And even though it doesn't echo exactly something like Crazy, it's very much in the mold of the atmospheric side of Pylon,
yes.
of the original Pylon, where you've got really an impression of an emotional impression that's being carried across by the composition.
And it comes, but it branches out to some new things that you wouldn't have heard Pylon do.
You don't think, oh, that sounds like Crazy, but it puts me in the mind of sort of how Crazy made me feel, if that makes sense. Because Pylon had that side as well. It wasn't all dance.
Right. The band is, again, the three-piece band with the keyboard. You've got Jason
Neesmith.
Neesmith is what we believe how to say his name. He's the guitar player and produced the single. Has a great kind of sparse guitar sound that fits the Pylon ethos. The amazing Kay Stanton is playing bass. She is a powerhouse bass player, which you have to have for this kind of a band. Joe Rowe is on the drums, totally solid, totally there.
And the new addition, building on, stepping up from the old Pylon. Keyboard with Damon Denton. He was such a nice guy. He gave me earplugs the first time I went to see PRS.
And he's so fun, too. When he's not playing, he's like back there like a cheerleader, jumping up and down. The band is just so much fun live. They really are. Really enjoy seeing them. And we'll talk about that after we listen to the other side as well. Is there anything else we want to say about Messenger except that we like it?
We like it. It's great to see, something new. Yeah. I mean, and new, but building on the memory and your sort of the original structure. Yeah,
as it actually says on the Pylon Reenactment Society website, this may not be Pylon, but it's the next best thing. Yeah. So they're pretty funny. Let's listen to the B-side, which is more of a dancey thing, and it has a little riff in it that's straight from a Pylon song. The song is called Cliff Notes, and it also has some dancing lessons in it, I think. Here we go, 2018 Chunklet Records, Pylon Reenactment Society, Cliff Notes.
Stop doing that and try to do this. Tell it to cities, one rich and one poor. It's an ancient story, you've heard it before. Let your head down on the dance floor. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Why you try to do this? Stop doing this. Make it your mission to do what you can. Move it on over the funky side of town. Control your own thoughts. Walk your own talk. Stop doing that. Stop doing that and try to do this. Take your left foot and shake it all around. Move your right foot to the other side of town. Move a little closer and back again. Move it on over. Move over. Move it on over. Move over. And over and over. It's over, it's over. And move it on over. It's over, it's over. Move it on over. It's over, it's over. Wow! Wow! Stop doing that. Stop doing that. And try to do this. Start doing this. Happy, unhappy. How will it end? Try to do this.
So it's nice to see a couple little solos in there, and this is alike and unlike Pylon. Certainly doesn't have. The bass is important here, but it's not lead bass in the way that you've got that low rumbly,
right? Where it's just almost always just bass and drums.
Yeah. And this is more. Each instrument comes forth.
There's even a keyboard solo with this,
keyboard solo, right?
Which is great. And that little riff, I think, is from Read a Book. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's kind of a nice touch, looking back. But it's a dance song. It's what you expect from the art punk funk of Pylon, now done with the PRS.
Right. Right.
So the last time we saw them was at the Pinhook in Durham.
In Durham, North Carolina.
Great club.
Oh, yeah.
And Mitch Easter's band played first. They were amazing.
Balderdash Limited.
Yes. Really, really good. And then PRS came on, and it was...
Tore it up.
It was something, wasn't it?
Tore it up with a sweaty
yes.
evening.
And everybody was on stage dancing, and everybody's having a great time.
People came on, people in the audience were invited up to come dance, and... Yeah, what a night. I mean, what an incredible band.
They did all the cool Pylon songs, all the ones you wanted to hear, and they did their own
songs
stuff.
for the single,
yes.
From the single.
And they still got it, Paul,
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Vanessa's got one of the best voices, I think, in rock.
Undeniably.
Yeah, she's just right on it, and she's got a sexy voice, and she's smooth and icy, and then she can just go crazy and go guttural and almost Yoko-y. I love that. It's just she's all over the map, and she's so good. She's such a great front person.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I remember she was wearing that cowboy hat with the lights on it.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
They're just fun. You know?
Don't miss a chance to see PRS.
There's no pretense. There's no rock moves. It's just a good time.
Inclusion. I mean, they're very, like I told you the story about here's some earplugs.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like we're all in this together.
Right, and they're not that loud, They're just... it's great.
But I want everybody to have a good time.
Right.
Let's all participate. Let's all be in this together.
Right. So...
that's something that Athens music scene has that you don't see a place like Chapel Hill.
Right,
where there's more separation between band and audience. It's
more of an esprit de corps,
Yeah, it's more collaborative, that we're creating this space together.
Yeah, and a lot of the bands, share members and swap members, and it's great,
Yeah. Not such a separation, segregation, delineation.
Right. So
it's all celebration.
We just saw, as recording this, that Pylon was in Spain.
Pylon Reenactment Society.
Yeah, Pylon Reenactment. Sorry, see, I get them confused sometimes. Doing the Primavera Festival.
Yeah,
which
wonderful.
is a big deal. Yeah. Guided by Voices was there, among other. Everybody was there, and they were second on the bill one day, I believe. PRS was.
Yeah,
and
they deserve it.
Well deserved, a band that's really, underrated. They get some props, but
I'm not really sure of another band that has done a similar thing where you've got, I know we talked recently about having just seen the Fishbone, Everyday Sunshine documentary, where you've got the original members trying to hang on and trying to figure out their way together, what the new thing is,
and still trying to make original music, and not just settle on the laurels.
Right. So, I mean, there were good things and bad things about what what was going on with Fishbone, but to have the remaining members of Pylon give their blessing and help make this thing happen. Right. Because it couldn't have gone forward without
everybody being on the
same page, being for it. And
you don't get that there's any kind of rancor in this band at all.
No, not
like you were saying. They're all headed in the same direction.
Right. They're pulling in the same direction, and old Pylon seems to be there.
Yes.
We remember saying, yes, we want this to happen, because again, the memory of Pylon is important.
And that's Vanessa's goal, is for, one of the members sadly passed away of Pylon, Randy Bewley, and she wants to make sure that people remember his music and his guitar playing and the music of the band, Pylon.
Right.
You know, it's a noble, avocation.
A goal,
yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. And like we told you before in the Pylon podcast, the early Beef people, we were basically a Pylon cover band.
An
We loved
attempted Pylon, yeah.
I mean, once we figured out, once we cracked the code of playing some of their songs, you couldn't stop us, We always played Feast
People
on My
tried.
Heart. And, yeah, they did. They wished we would, but we kept at it. We persisted. And we loved Pylon, and we played lots of Pylon covers, and they were always on the stereo.
But this new phase, this Pylon reenactment, it's done so well and with so much love, and with the right attitude and with the right purpose,
and the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, creating this new thing.
Can't wait to hear what they do next.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
see what color the next run of singles will be.
Right. Will there be a purple one?
I think there has been a purple one.
Okay. A gold one. Oh, there has been a gold one.
Right.
I got to get collecting. Can we hear anybody covering this? This is a hard one with Pylon.
Gang of Four.
Yeah.
Maybe I said that in Pylon.
We said that before, yeah.
Shoot.
I'd like to hear the Red Hot Chili Peppers do a Pylon Reenactment Society tune.
Oh, you know what?
They'd have to tone it down a little bit.
Speaking of Fishbone, maybe Fishbone.
Yeah.
Any of the iterations of Fishbone.
Yeah, I mean, if you like horns on things.
Yeah.
It could be really good.
If we're breaking out of the mold of the original Pylon instrumentation, why not add horns?
Right, exactly. That'd be crazy in a good way.
Are you going to have your people call their people?
They'll all be listening to the podcast.
Right. We know you're out there.
Do we have a recommendation today?
Our recommendation. Boy, it's hard not to recommend Get Up and Dance when you're thinking about Pylon or PRS.
I know. All I would say again is this single is highly recommended. Messenger and Cliff Notes on Chunklet. And if you don't have them, DFA reissued the first Pylon record, Gyrate. It's called Gyrate Plus, and they did the same with Chomp Plus, which is one of our favorite records.
Maybe I should have saved this as my recommendation, but my favorite Pylon is Chain.
Right.
Third.
You mentioned that in the other podcast. It is a good record on Sky Records.
It's such a wonderful record.
So don't forget that one, kids.
Yeah, and I guess maybe harder to find because it's not part of that.
Right. It did get picked up by DFA, I don't think.
So come to my house and I'll play it for you.
And we'll dance.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that was Singles Going Steady, number 065, the Pylon Reenactment Society, Vanessa Briscoe-Hay and her merry band. We love them. They're always entertaining, always fun, always danceable. The single is definitely worth your time. And anything else?
Oh, just Pylon forever in whatever iteration you can find it.
Exactly. We will talk to you again very soon. To learn more about the artists and recordings we just talked about, visit our website at zubrecords.com and click on the Singles Going Steady icon.
You'll also find links to the persons, places, and things we recommend, and much more.
You can find episodes of Singles Going Steady on our website or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Singles Going Steady is brought to you by the power and majesty of Zub Records. Zub Records. Smart sounds for sharp people.
I was crying in the middle of the night.